Look, it's been a pretty long break. Look, I was looking at the dates and stuff. It's been a month since I've last done a stream or a video or anything of any real description here on the channel, bar maybe the odd post on the community thing. Look, obviously I was away. I've come back. Work's been pretty hectic. Life's been pretty hectic. Maybe should have got live at some point, but genuinely was a little bit stuck for motivation, genuinely stuck for a little bit of inspiration to come on as well. But I think we're going to come back. We're going to give it a good go. I don't think it's going to be as intense as what it was before, just because for the next few months, schedule is really, really busy in terms of work and also in personal life and stuff. But we are back. We will figure it out as we go along. Shows will probably now be later on in the day as well, probably around 8 o'clock, I think. Usually because by the time I get back home, it's around 7. So I need to get in, get a little bit of food, get everything set up to stream and stuff. So I think 8 o'clock is going to be the time that we start going forward. I think that's going to be the plan here. So we're going to take it. We're going to see how we go. And I guess with that, we're going to get into the show. So thanks so much for sticking around, guys. Thanks so much for the likes as well. See, we've got 12 likes in the video. Big ups to you guys. Big ups to Matata, Dark Crow, Luman, and Bath Time down there as well. Guys, look, I'm asking you on the poll tonight, thoughts on the match at the weekend. I'm kind of feeling back. I'm kind of feeling a little bit, I don't know about this one at the weekend. I feel like, Southampton, a newly promoted team, they got the bounce. United's kind of coming in this in pretty bad form. 2 consecutive losses against Brighton, against Liverpool. It hasn't been good so far from Erik Ten Hag and his team in this season. And even that first day win against Fulham, it was a late goal from Xerxes that won that eventually. But I don't know. I think there's positives. I think there's a lot of negatives. We're going to get into that as we go along. We're going to be talking about Ugarte as well. Will he be making his debut at the weekend? But we're going to start off strong. We're going to go with Erik Ten Hag. So look, in his press conference today, Ten Hag's been talking about the need to go out there and win every match. There's been speculation, there's been talk over the international break, as there always is with Erik Ten Hag and his long-term future at the club. Is he going to be kept on? I think it's pretty telling. And I think looking back into the situation, we never really offered Erik Ten Hag an overall contract extension. We extended it by the contractual agreement that was already there. There was never really the new deal or such that we really thought we were gonna. Bath Time saying 12:30 kickoff, furthest away ground possible after an international break. What could go wrong? Yeah, exactly. It'll be an early day for those leaving for Manchester. It'll be a long time before they're back home. So let's at least hope that we manage to get a decent enough result. Look, I'll take a win. I don't really mind too much about the overall performance at the weekend. Big up to United TV, Rich. I'll get back to your DM there as well, buddy. I've seen you on Twitter. I was just going through a couple of things. Honestly, I've really zoned out off the phone as well. Like it's been an interesting couple of days, but it's good to be back as much as we can. Rajad's down there as well. Good to see you, buddy. I hope to see United get a win. Yeah, I think we need it. Like, I think going into the international break, it's a sad time when you're looking forward to international break after 3 matches in the league, and I wasn't annoyed to see that we were going out there. And yeah, I mean, some eye-opening things have happened over the international break. Arsenal have got some injuries. I think City got some injuries as well. San Marino won a match more recently than Manchester United, which is pretty embarrassing in of itself. But we live, we roll. It is about the results as well, Rajat. Big ups to Bourne as well. Good buddy. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for the comment earlier as well. Look, obviously, look, it's been a longer break than what I anticipated, but we're back here now. Let's see. Rich is saying Ten Hag needs it more than anyone. Yeah, he does. How was your international break? It wasn't bad, man. Like I've mostly just been working and stuff, which is a pain. Like I'm leaving the house at about 7. I'm not getting back to 7, so it's gone from like 8-hour, 9-hour days to 12, 13-hour days before I get home. Like, so that's part of the reason why there's not been content on the channel. But we're gonna try to get as much done as we can. Look, I think maybe 2 or 3 streams a week is probably going to be it for the moment, at least. I don't think we're going to go back to daily streams or 5 streams a week or anything like that. I don't think I've really got the time and capacity for it at the minute. Look, obviously if things change, I'd be more than happy to come back full time. But I guess going into this week's match, it's going to be interesting. As Bathheim says, it's 12:30 kickoff, furthest away ground possible. It's a newly promoted team. United come into this in bad form. We've got players jetting in from all over the world as well from international duty. What could go wrong? I think that's one of the questions. But Ten Hag's been out here. Look, he's had a press conference today. He said and reiterated the importance of going out there and trying to win every match. That should be a given. I don't think that's really a massive talking point. We should be going to Southampton and expecting to win in the same way that we should have been going to Brighton and at least hoping or expecting to win, or that we should have been going into that Liverpool match saying, yeah, George, you might get us at Anfield, but chances are we're going to beat you here at Old Trafford. That's kind of the expectation that we want to have. But it'll be an interesting one. I think Ten Hag's got a couple of decisions to go and really get right at the weekend. Some really, really important decisions. I think Amad Diallo should be starting on the right-hand side. I don't want to see Casemiro in the team. Question marks at centre-back. De Ligt's had a pretty disappointing international break for the Netherlands. I've seen some stick for him online. Martinez before the international break, his form wasn't great. He seems to be ridiculously aggressive in the challenges, and it is kind of leaving us out there. But I'm going to go through some of Ten Hag's quotes today as well. We're going to have a look at this because he's been speaking about player availability. He's talking about Ugarte as well, which kind of feeds into the two stories about whether or not Ugarte will be playing on Saturday. So we'll get into it. So Ten Hag, first and foremost, has said, we've got good characters in the squad, good team spirit, and now it's about seeing the patterns and the routines. But, it's a lot easier to listen to a new manager say that. If Arne Slot was saying that at Liverpool, I would get it. But this is Ten Hag season 3. The pattern should be there. The style of play should be there. The improvements to what we're doing tactically in terms of what we're doing on the ball and stuff, that should be there. The pressing should be sorted by now. This is season 3. I don't know. Like, I think what Mourinho got to about November in season 3, Van Gaal got 2 seasons. I think Ollie probably had more than 3 seasons as well. There is no excuse. We should be a lot further along than what we are. And look, there has been some changes, but I'm not too sure. Ten Hag said, look, if you analyse the game so far, we're in a good position, but it's also that's normal in a transition period when we're building the team. Is that we have to step up. Again, look, I'll cut the team some slack. There are plenty of players coming in who are new to the league. You look at Xerxes, you look at De Ligt, you look at Mazraoui. Of course, we've got Ugarte still to come in. Yoro is injured, unfortunately, but we do want to be seeing more than what we've been seeing. But Ugarte is going to be available. That's probably the big talk of the weekend as well. And I think that's something to be watching out for. Now, whether or not Ugarte and the seemingly 3 lungs that the guy's got is going to make a difference, we're going to find out, because I don't think it will make a massive, massive impact. And the reason I say that is because as relentless as he might be in terms of his off-ball work and, the distance that he might cover, the spaces are just too big, man. The actual setup of the team just isn't good enough. Big ups to Steph for being down there. I've got Rajat as well. Look at Modric free kick was nice. Yeah, it was good. Like, about time, Martinez, Garnacho, Ugarte on 15-hour flights. At least Martinez can watch Lord of the Rings extended version. His ancestors destroyed the One Ring. Rajat said Ten Hag won that Utrecht game media light. That's bad journalism. Yeah, it's bad, man. Who's been better from August, Ten Hag or Keir Starmer? Kind of hard for me to say. Like, I don't really have too much of a bearing and stuff in terms of like what happens in UK politics. Obviously, there is a government here of sorts that has some kind of power. So like, if, I don't know. Like, I'm not really following it too much. Steph's down there. It's good to see you, buddy. We've got 14 likes as well. Yeah, it's good to be back. Look, I've kind of been saying to everyone just as it's been coming in, like, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Obviously, I maybe could and should have got on at some point, maybe got on earlier, but it's good to be back tonight. It's going to be a little bit reduced in terms of the actual amount of content going out. I think we'll aim for 2 to 3 streams a week. I think that's pretty fair because, like I said, look, it's work has changed now from it mainly being at home and stuff, which really suits, doing the live streams at 7 o'clock whenever I finish at 5:30 or 6. But now I've got an hour drive after I finish work. Sometimes I'm finishing work late as well. So, these days are suddenly going from like 8:30 to 5:30 to now being 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock before I'm home. So we are talking 12, 13 hours at this point, depending on whether or not I get out the door at 6 o'clock when I'm meant to be. Sometimes I'm not. So, it's just kind of balancing that there. And obviously, still need to come back, get food, get set up, get streaming and stuff. So, I think 8 o'clock's a more realistic start time for streams going forward. I think we'll aim for 2 to 3 a week. If I do have a quieter week, if I'm getting home early, or if the weekend's pretty clear, maybe we can do some extra streams as well. But I'll probably do another stream, not tomorrow night, but on Saturday, I think would be a good day to do that as well. So we'll get 2 streams in. It might not be a watch along of sorts, but it might just be a post match reaction. But we can come on and hopefully celebrate a win. If not, we'll kind of have a group therapy session and go through what went wrong during the match. But again, looking at Erik Ten Hag's quotes, he's saying the outside noise doesn't impact him. He knows the process. He knows what he has to do. He knows where we're going, which is good because I don't really know, which it's not great. But I guess we'll come on to these Ronaldo comments as well because some of these are interesting. Good to see Jules as well. Thanks for joining in, buddy. Big ups to Dennis. He's looking at Ugarte in there as well. I have Bourne saying, the only thing is that Ten Hag has mastered in 12 months is deflecting questions. He's always had a way to bring the 2 trophies he's won, which have no relevance to this season. It's one of those. I remember very clearly, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. Ollie said something. I think it might have been after Arteta won that FA Cup at Arsenal. So he essentially said, the league, finishing higher in the league is better than covering up a bad season with the trophy. And, Arsenal did stick with Arteta. They did go 8th and 8th, and then all of a sudden to 4th, to 2nd, to 2nd. So, that's a team that's had that kind of progress. But I wouldn't argue the point against you that if you had said that Manchester United had had a better season than Arsenal in the last 2 seasons because we've won a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup, I don't think that's true. I really don't think it's true. And yeah, look, Arsenal haven't won something. Yeah, they haven't been winning those trophies, but they're a better team than us. They're in a better position to go out. I would probably rather at this point, this season, if you offered me the Carabao Cup and FA Cup double, I would probably say I would rather have Manchester United have a cohesive way of playing, finishing higher in the league, finishing 4th, 2nd, 3rd, and having a genuine launching pad, because we don't want to be a cup team. We don't really want to be a team that's only out here competing for an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup because City want to rest players in a 5th round tie away Brighton because they got to play Chelsea at the weekend and they play Real Madrid after that. We want to be playing Real Madrid. We want to be going for Champions Leagues. We want to be going for Premier Leagues. That has to be the aspiration here. We're not looking to go after the quote unquote lesser cups. Yeah, look, it's great when you win them. It's a really good day, and winning the FA Cup, yeah, that was a really memorable day. Really enjoyed that. Winning the Carabao Cup, again, memorable day. Really enjoyed that. But you look across the course of those seasons, progress wasn't there. So I think you got to do both. Look, if you can go out there and win the FA Cup and you finish 2nd, like, that's a good season. Obviously then it depends on context, like how close were you to first. If you're a couple of points off, then you maybe can say, look, a few more signings, maybe we can go make that jump. But at the minute, we're a team that's done well to win those trophies, not a team that's actually going to go on there and compete for a Premier League. Like, I was at a show the other night. It was Brian McClare and Andy Mitten in Belfast. It was quite enjoyable. But they asked a question, they said, like, where do you think we're going to finish in the league? And everybody was putting their hands up. Like, nobody put their hands up for 1st. Nobody put their hands up for 2nd. Nobody for 3rd or 4th. Some hands went up for 5th. Quite a few hands went up for 6th and 7th, and that's probably the reality of our situation. And I can't really see beyond us finishing 6th, 7th, 5th, maybe. And maybe winning a League Cup. Like that's not really the levels we want to be going for. But I think these are maybe conversations that we can have in a couple of months. Look, if we turn up tomorrow, we beat Southampton, and we go into this busy stretch of the season and start to improve, pick up results, I think that might change the mood around the club. But at the minute, it is kind of hard not to feel a little bit negative. It is kind of hard to not look and say we played twice. We played 3 times, lost twice. We've won 5 matches out of the last 18 in the Premier League. That's across 2 seasons. It is hard to ignore the elephant in the room that this team genuinely is struggling. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Moving on from there. Stephanie wants to see new signings on Saturday. Yeah, I think so as well. I think we'll get Xerxes up front. I reckon Dilla comes in, Mazraoui will start. Maybe we see Ugarte, but I feel like if we do see him, it might be off the bench. Again, we'll see how it goes. We'll see where this develops, where this changes, where this story goes. Irfan is down there. Good time to see it, buddy. You want to see a 3-4-3 with Yoro Martinez, Delit. I guess that's Mazraoui and Dallo in the wide areas. Ugarte, Ahmad, Xerxes, and Mainu. I mean, it's an option. It is an option. Bad time said Ten Hag put all those trophies in the massive gaps he leaves in the midfield so everyone sees him with management. Yeah, maybe. Rajat said Ahmad is overrated. I don't think so. Look, I like Ahmad. I wouldn't mind seeing him at the weekend. Do I get why we played him against Liverpool? Sorry, we didn't play against Liverpool. I think what we were looking to do is hit them in behind because there is that space. But, you know, our performance was just dreadful. We couldn't even get the ball into those areas at the best of times. Rajat said he'll never play 3 at the back. Probably not. I'd be surprised at that. Hopefully Ugarte helps. Yeah, look, hopefully he does. Look, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be one of those guys out here just like dragging myself through the mud and just going like, yeah, look, I hate this team. I hate this manager. I hate these players. I hate everything. Like, I want to try to be positive. Like, I feel like I'm a naturally realistic person. Maybe a realistic optimist. You know, I want to be optimistic, but I'm also realistic about it. So, like, as long as we win at the weekend, I'll be happy with that because that's improvement. You know, that's bucking this trend. But, you know, in terms of our fixtures, guys, you know, I'm looking ahead. You know, we've got quite a few coming up. I think Europa League will be starting pretty soon as well, which is pretty good. So look, we play Saturday. We play Southampton. Then we play Barnsley. You know, we should be winning those 2 matches. I think you can go to Southampton. You can play Barnsley at home. You should be winning those matches. Away to Crystal Palace might be difficult. You know, they're in pretty decent form, but again, we'll see how we go. You know, new manager there's doing a really good job, but we should at least get a result at Selhurst Park. Then we play FC Twente in the Europa League. We play Spurs and we play Porto. So out of those matches, quite a few difficult ones. Quite a few matches out there that, you know, could be potential banana skins. Going away to Porto will be difficult. Playing Spurs will be difficult. Going away to Palace will be difficult. But I think we should be beating Southampton. We should be beating Barnsley. We should be beating Twente. That should be 3 wins out of the next 6. I think I'll take a result at Selhurst Park. I remember what happened last time we went there. We got beat 4-0. It was one of the worst watch-alongs I've ever done in my life. I wanted to end the stream very, very early, but we sat through and endured it together. It was one of those ones. It's a painful memory in the mind. But look, Tottenham at Old Trafford, we'll see how that goes. Porto, that could be difficult. I'm not too sure in their form either. Irfan, Mount, Bruno, Casemiro, Rashford, and Onana are flop and have to go. Mount's injured, but yeah, look, it's kind of hard to get past these continual injuries and stuff. Yeah, that's really an issue for us as well. Bad time, we don't lose to see him from Barnsley, route managing against Palace. Yeah, if we lose the next 2 matches, like, he could be gone. Like, genuinely could be gone. And, you know, it is interesting. I've seen the point floated about, like, the players we've signed are all pretty young. They're all pretty versatile, but they could work under other managers. It just depends who it is. You know, it does depend who it is, because I'm seeing Southgate coming up again as like a scare tactic. You know, don't sack Ten Hag, you'll get Southgate, and you know that's kind of what's been put out there at the minute. But you know, fundamentally, he's got to be doing better than what he has. And just because Gareth Southgate is available doesn't mean that Ten Hag should be excused for some of the bad performances, some of the bad results. Hello to Bart, good to see you, buddy. Do you like the Dutch guy? Unfortunately, he's turned out to be pretty good. Like Joel said, every away game looks pretty tough. Yeah, it does. It does. Like, it doesn't get any easier after that Porto match either, I don't think. You know, after that we go away to Aston Villa, and then we play Brentford. So Southampton, Barnsley, Palace, Twente, Tottenham, Porto, Villa, Brentford. A lot. I mean, a lot of potential banana skins there. A lot of matches where we could go out there and not win, which is concerning, but we'll take it as it comes. We'll take it how it is, and we'll see what happens. You know, once we get to that next international break, and then I mean, like after that, again, it doesn't get any easier. You know, we're playing Fenerbahce away. We play West Ham away. We play Chelsea. We've got PAOK. We have Leicester City, Ipswich Town. That should be a win. But we play Bodo Glimt. We play Everton, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and you know, it's difficult, guys. You know, it is a difficult run. A lot of matches coming up, and a lot of matches that we're going to have to get through, and hopefully continue to to progress in. But again, look, Europa League somehow runs until January 25th, which just feels all kinds of wrong. I'm not a fan of that at all whatsoever. But we'll take it how it is. We'll see how we go. It's just going to be an interesting few weeks, I guess. And could you see a manager change? I'm not too sure. But look, what we all want to talk about, I guess, is Ugarte. I've seen a few comments down there. I'll give you Ten Hag's direct quote on that. He said, on Manuel Ugarte, I think we've seen that he's played for Uruguay and he has played well. He returned this afternoon. He was the only player who returned today. All other players returned yesterday, so he will be available for the game. So he is going to be there. I would suspect he's going to be on the bench. I would suspect it's going to be Casemiro and Manu in midfield. I'm not 100% happy with that. I'm not thrilled with it, but I think that's what we're going to go with. I would be surprised if Ugarte starts. I would be happy. Look, I'm not going to lie. Like I did say over the summer, I have reservations over signing Ugarte, but based on the performances we've seen from Casemiro, I would try anything there. Like honestly, like he couldn't be worse. I'll put it that way. He really couldn't be worse. And if he is, then I don't know what kind of a player we've signed. Rajat, Fenerbahce away looks difficult. Yeah, it does, man. Will the new coach affect Manu or Garnacho's development? Ideally not. Like if you make a change and you bring a coach in, you're going to want someone who will be able to take those young players to the next level. I think what's going to be key though is the amount of matches we have this season, the amount of fixtures, is having rotation. Look, we've seen what injuries did to us last season, how many we've had. We've had more than enough injuries after 4 matches this season, if you include the Charity Shield. We need to avoid that. And I look at Barcelona, I look at Ansu Fati, I look at Gavi, I look at Pedri, I look at a long list of players around the world, talented young players, overplayed, and ending up with severe injury problems. That's what we want to avoid. So we need to be looking after Manu. We need to look after Garnacho because they're still like 19. These are 19-year-olds. These guys couldn't go to America and have a beer. These guys genuinely do need some looking after as well. So it's important to get those rotations out as well. Vital, really. Rajat said Mourinho got stuff in Amrabat and Fred who wants to prove something. It'll be a good game. Yeah. Going away to Jose Mourinho team's never easy. Jose Mourinho and Fenerbahce, that's going to be difficult. Players out there with points to prove against us. It's all set up. It is. Rajat, I got Supermendy and De Jong on manager mode. I feel like we should have got one of them. Like I wouldn't mind one of them. Ideally not De Jong. I think he's like breaking down injury wise, kind of insane at this point. But Irfan, Unai Simon has been one of the consistent goalkeepers in the Liga for some time, and his heroics in Euro 2024 inspired Spain to summer silverware, and United should be ready to invest considerably. Maybe. Jill said Bodo Glimt won't be a walk in the park. Man, we could play Glenavon or Ballymena, and that wouldn't be a walk in the park for this team at the minute. But look, Rasmus Højlund and Luke Shaw are progressing well, but will not be available for Southampton. That was kind of expected. I think we knew that was coming all along anyway. But it's going to be an interesting match. I'm looking forward maybe to sitting down and watching some of it. I don't think I'll be going to watch along because I'm pretty sure I got a haircut at 12 o'clock, which is badly needed. But we'll figure it out. I'll probably do like a post-match thing maybe. Anyhows, maybe we'll look at some of the Ronaldo quotes just because I have them here on the timeline. So on Van Nistelrooy, I said Ruud will help a lot because he's inside the club. He knows the club. He's a great guy, great player, and he will make a difference. Guardiola and Ferguson were players before. They were in the dressing room. They understand how to deal with things. He's kind of having a go at Erik Ten Hag, I think, as well. It's important. It's interesting to take note of. Look, obviously, Ronaldo's got a point to prove. Ten Hag kind of was the guy who was involved, at least, in his departure from top-level football to the Saudi retirement league. But he says, look, you cannot build a club without knowledge, not guys who work in office. They understand, and I understand a lot of football because I see football every day. It's important that it all works right. But he's saying that if Ten Hag listened to Ruud, maybe he will because it'll help a lot. You have to listen to people who know the club. So I don't know. Like some of it was interesting, but it's important, I guess, that we don't dig too deep into these quotes because there is always going to be a point to prove. But look, I mean, Ronaldo says United's got to rebuild everything in his opinion, so I'm not surprised. And we'll see how that one goes, I guess. Good to have you here, Jules. Good to see you, buddy. Lucky says Xerxes Amad Diallo, Toby Collier starting and will be working in training, maybe. Bart said, do I plan to come on the agenda ideally after the Spurs game, so I throw all 4 people at once? Yeah, I will. I'll do that there for you. I'll be on the agenda at some point, I'm sure. I just need to figure out time-wise and stuff, because I need to get back into my own channel and stuff as well. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Bart said, has Scott done enough at the club to become a cult hero? I feel like McTominay is an interesting one, because I feel like he's kind of like... I get why we sold him. I get why we needed that money coming in. And I think if you look at the financials, we made something like £113 million loss. So I totally get why things were tight before the 30th of June. Thankfully, that financial year is now done in terms of the PSR stuff. So I'm hoping that next year we'll be in a much, much better financial position than what we were towards the end of last year. So we'll see how that there one goes. How did Collier do when he was playing the second half? I mean, he did okay. I don't think he was great, but I think the whole team was just awful anyway, so it's kind of hard, for him really to do much. I don't think he's an exceptional player. He works hard. He covers ground quite well, but I'm not 100% convinced on quality-wise. Rajat said Simon is not the best goalkeeper out there. He's available. There's questions being made there as well. About Onana, but we'll watch that there one anyway. Rajat, who's Tadic, Porto, and Fenerbahce have? Tadic? Is Tadic not playing in Turkey? I thought he was. Rajat, do reactions and talk your thoughts about the United Southampton. Yeah, I will. So look, Southampton at the weekend, I'm pretty sure Russell Martin is their manager. Look, they played some pretty good football last year in the Championship. Seemed to score quite a few goals. It's going to be difficult. Make no mistake about it. Look, Southampton have lost their first 3 matches, I think. Yeah, they've lost 3. In those 3 matches, they've managed to score, 1 goal? I would be shocked if they don't score against us at the weekend. I would be shocked if it isn't a difficult match, because, look, they'll be looking at us, and before the season started, they probably wouldn't have considered this a point. They probably wouldn't have, they probably would have just took anything from this match. But I do think that they're going to have enough anyway. Enough in terms of a desire and some ball in their play. They work hard. They're a pretty industrious team. They're energetic. So they're going to cause us issues. It's about how we respond to those issues as well. But look, Newcastle beat them 1-0. Forest beat them 1-0. Brentford beat them 3-1. They did score 5 against Cardiff City. I don't think they're the best team quality-wise. I really don't. But they've certainly got players out there who might cause us a few issues, I guess. But it's just going to be about what we do. And I think that's perhaps more important than what Southampton do. Because if we turn up and just play to the level that we know we should be at, we don't have these massive gaping holes in midfield. We don't have a really disorganised, really poor press. We manage to be composed on the ball. We should be fine in this match. But I mean, you look at their team, what they've got. Bertrand Diaz up front, he's okay. Adam Armstrong, Smallbone, Joe Aribo, Bednarek, Aaron Ramsdale. It's not a it's not a star splattered team. What have they got? Kyle Walker-Peters, Adam Lallana on the bench. This isn't a team of immense quality. This isn't a team who's going to be in anything other than a relegation fight this season. They're probably one of the top contenders to go down. Make no mistake about that. But United have a habit of just making everything so difficult on ourselves. We really do. So it's about how we're going to deal with this one, make it as easy on ourselves as possible, and just get those results. I think there's some positives. Look, I think we've made quite a few chances in recent matches, but I think we should have scored at least 1 against Liverpool. Xerxes had 2 good chances. There was opportunities in that match. Against Fulham, we should have scored more goals. I think against Brighton as well, probably should have won that one. On the basis of some of the chances. Some of the defending's been really poor as well, as we know. But it's just going to be about how we manage to not cause ourselves issues. I think that's going to be key. If we go out there in a pretty hostile environment at St Mary's after a long international break. First match back, 12:30 kickoff, and we make things difficult for ourselves. Then all of a sudden, Southampton Steelers are going to be up. We just got to go there, be tidy on the ball, make sure we score the first goal, and just take it from there. That's got to be the plan that we go into this one. Bart said Bart Verbruggen would have been a good goalkeeper. Yeah, there was actually talk about us going after Verbruggen at one point. I think he was in Belgium before he went to Brighton, so we never really pursued that deal. There was another guy as well we were talking to, I think Zion Suzuki. There was talk about that at one point. Bro, do I celebrate birthdays? Oh, Bart. Oh, sorry. What have I got here as well? Irfan, the 11th United is Onana, Dalot, Mazraoui, Dalit, Martinez, Ugarte, Manu, Bruno, Rashford, Xerxes, Ahmad, and Ten Hag. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Do you think he get the midfielder on loan? I don't think so. If we're talking about Amrabat, he's gone to Fenerbahce. There's talk of Rabiot on a free, but I'm not convinced. Like, I'm really not overly convinced on that. Rajat didn't enjoy the international break. No, it's kind of hard. It's weird. It's like you're glad to see it when United have bad results, and then it's like once it starts, you're like, I would like club football back. I don't want to watch England play against San Marino. I don't want to have to watch Ireland struggle and just get outclassed by everybody that they play. Will Kone make the United bench? Maybe. I don't think Kone will. I think he's coming in initially just to play kind of academy football until he gets acclimatized and used to playing in England. Like, I'm not surprised. I think he's only turned 18. Like, so by all means, we'll cut him some slack. And maybe he's someone you see against Barnsley, maybe if they do have a genuine eye on the guy. Maybe you see him on the bench or something for that, get him involved. But I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about his overall involvement level. Bart Ten Hag will struggle at Palace. Glasner, he's had a horrendous record against top 10 teams. And he's won like one game Villa and drawn 4 in 2 seasons. Yeah, it's disappointing, man. Would I be mad at Ten Hag if he doesn't start Ugarte? I would get it. I don't think Ugarte will start. I think, maybe we want him to start, but I don't think he will. Rajat said, don't know if Enzo Gomez wants to return. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think he is on a free as well, which is kind of weird, but we'll see what happens with that one. We will. I don't think he'll come back to United. I think he'll probably find a club somewhere. Like, he's a pretty talented player. Obviously not the most athletically gifted player, so it has to be a team that can acclimatise for that. But I would be surprised United bring him back, to be honest. I would be. But yeah, look, I think weekend match will be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to it in a weird way. Maybe I'll not be saying that at full time. Maybe I won't even be saying that at half time that I've been looking forward to this. Who knows? United could ruin our weekend in 5 minutes at St Mary's. But look, guys, I think what we're going to do is leave the stream here. I'm pretty exhausted at the minute, so I'm just gonna have a chill, a bit of chill time here to myself anyway, and then we'll be right back to it. But look, we'll be live again on Saturday. I'll probably not be doing a watch along, but I will do a stream later in the day. Maybe we'll do some reaction to that. Keep an eye out on some of the other scores and stuff as well if anything interesting happens. So I think we'll do that. So look, guys, thanks so much for tuning back in. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and thanks very much for turning up tonight. We will be live again on Saturday, and then we'll see about next week as well. We'll definitely get at least 2 or 3 streams done next week. I think that's going to be the target moving on. So thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. Have a good night, and I'll catch everyone in the next one.